In this video, we are going to learn about exothermic and endothermic reactions. Have you ever observed whitewashing of houses? What do? They mix quicklime. That is, now we are discussing about whitewashing. Okay? In whitewashing, what is done? The calcium oxide, which is known as quicklime, is dissolved in water to give calcium hydroxide, and a lot of heat energy is released out. Okay. So, if we want to understand this, here what is happening? You are dissolving quicklime in water. During this reaction, energy is released. The container in which the reaction is taking place gets heated up. This type of reactions where energy is given out is called exothermic reaction. Energy given out. And endothermic reactions are those reactions which require energy is taken. So, both of them are exactly opposite to each other. Exothermic gives out energy during reaction, and endothermic energy is taken for the reaction to take place. That means if you supply heat or any form of energy, then only these endothermic reactions take place. Now let us see in detail how whitewashing is done. You know this reaction. This is how calcium hydroxide is formed, which is known as slaked lime. This slaked lime is painted onto the walls of the building. Then what is done? This slaked lime or calcium hydroxide, it reacts with carbon dioxide which is present in the air. What is obtained? You will obtain calcium carbonate. What is this calcium carbonate? This is nothing but marble. So, when whitewash is done after few days or after 1 or 2 days, it forms a shining coating which is shining and hard. It is a marble coating. Okay. This is an exothermic reaction. Okay. Have you ever observed a washerman or dhobi ironing your clothes? How does he do that? He doesn't use electric iron box, right? What does he do? The coal is burnt in presence of air. Air contains oxygen. So, oxygen in air reacts with coal forming carbon dioxide and it releases a lot of heat. That heat is being used for ironing the clothes. Carbon on reaction with oxygen which is present in air will give us, here carbon means coal. Coal contains carbon, right? So, carbon in presence of air, that means oxygen, it reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and liberates a lot of heat energy. In this way, the ironing of clothes is done by our dhobi, right? Then, if we come to more general example in our life, which is photosynthesis process. How does plants prepare food? plants prepare food using the process called photosynthesis. Now, how does this take place? Let us see. Photosynthesis is a process in which the carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight give starch, right? This needs sunlight. What does this mean? This means that in presence of chlorophyll, it is taking up energy from sun. So this is an endothermic reaction. We all eat daily, right? How is the food obtained? It is obtained from plants or animals. That means this is the day-to-day activity which is being done in our surroundings. What is this? It is an endothermic reaction because it is taking up energy. So, we have seen an example for exothermic reaction. This is one example. This is another example for exothermic reaction. Now, this is also another example for exothermic reaction. And this is an example for endothermic reaction. Here, oxygen is liberated. Carbon dioxide is taken by the plants and plants give out oxygen during photosynthesis process. This oxygen is taken by us for respiration, right? Now let us see respiration. So, what happens during respiration? There are two parts in a respiration. One is inhalation. We inhale and exhale. Okay. So, there are two parts. Inhaling, exhaling. So, oxygen which is given out by plants is intake of humans, right? So, during inhalation process, we take oxygen inside. So, what is happening during respiration? How is respiration important to us? Is it an exothermic reaction or an endothermic reaction? Now, let us see all of them. Now, we are talking about respiration. In respiration, inhaling and exhaling will be there. Inhaling, what is happening? You take oxygen inside. So the oxygen which is taken inside into our body during respiration is supplied to the entire body through blood, which helps in survival of tissues. Right? Respiration plays a very important role in digestion of food also. How is respiration important in digestion? Digestion is a combustion process. That means the food is burnt in the stomach in presence of oxygen. This is known as combustion. So what is happening? The energy required to stay alive is obtained from food we eat. How is this energy obtained? We know that all the food we are taking is categorized into different categories. Of that, proteins and carbohydrates are the main categories. Okay. Carbohydrates, these contain sugar and starch. they are broken down into glucose. How are they broken down into glucose? During this combustion process, they are broken down into glucose, and glucose in our body combines with oxygen, which is taken into our body during respiration and gives out energy. This releases energy. During this process, energy is released and carbon dioxide is also released. This carbon dioxide which is released is sent out of our body during exhalation or exhaling process. First we take oxygen. Oxygen is spread into blood, and then the blood spreads throughout the tissues, and the food which is digested will give glucose. The glucose is supplied to the body where it reacts with oxygen present. It releases energy which is required to do work, and also carbon dioxide and water. This carbon dioxide is poisonous for us, and this is given out of the body in the form of exhalation. So in this way, carbon dioxide is coming out of our body. So oxygen is getting in and carbon dioxide is coming out. Let us see the equation for this process. C6H12O6 is the formula of glucose. This is in aqueous state in the body, plus oxygen will give carbon dioxide, plus water plus energy. So energy is liberated during this reaction. That means it is given out. So it is an exothermic reaction. The process in which food is prepared, photosynthesis, is an endothermic reaction, and respiration is an exothermic reaction. Okay. Now let us see few more examples of endothermic processes. These are all reactions. Now let us see few more examples related to endothermic process. Melting of ice. We have seen how ice melts. How does it melt? It takes the heat from the environment and changes its state. This is not a reaction. So I am calling it as an endothermic process. Melting of ice is an endothermic process, not a reaction. Why? Because no such chemical change is happening. Okay. Then thermal decomposition and electrolytic decompositions are also endothermic processes. Now let us write it as endothermic. Now let us take another example. Let us take decomposition of vegetables. Can you say what process is it? Is it an exothermic reaction or an endothermic reaction? The vegetables which are present get converted to compost. This is an exothermic reaction. What happens? They again react with oxygen and form compost. This is an exothermic reaction. Now in this video we have learnt about exothermic and endothermic reactions and processes. In the next video we'll learn more about chemical reactions.